Welcome to the latest episode of Friday Lunch with me, Emma Brain, where I sit down and have a wonderful chat with interesting people from across the UAE over some yummy food. And today we are checking out the business lunch at 3 Cuts. It's a 2-course meal for 135 dirhams, 12 till 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Let's go. Hi Nina, how are you? I'm Emma.
Really good, how are you?
How's it going? Let's go and have some lunch and a chat, shall we? So welcome once again to Friday Lunch here at 3 Cuts with me, Emma Brain, and joining me is the lovely Nina Milner. Nina, hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm excited to get in with you today and check out the business lunch, which is great. It's just 135 dirhams for 2 courses. I've seen the menu, we'll check that out in a minute. But first, I want to find out a little bit about you. So how long have you been in Dubai and what brought you here?
I've been here about 12 years now, coming up for 12 years. I think there's a lot of other people kind of came because of my husband's job being relocated from London to Dubai. I've absolutely loved living here ever since. I don't think I'll ever be leaving at this point.
We hear that from so many people though, right? You come here, it's going to be a couple of years and then it's like 15, 20 years later.
Exactly, yeah. And I can't foresee any reason to leave either. But we absolutely love living here.
So what was when you got off the plane, what was your first impression of Dubai when you first got here?
I think the most obvious thing coming from the UK is just how incredibly clean it is. It's just immaculate. They look after it so well. There's no littering. It's also extremely safe.
Yeah.
If you have children, I have a now 16-year-old, but when we arrived, he was 5. And to be able to walk around a mall and not really worry about 5-year-olds is just so amazing, really, coming from the West.
And it is a fantastic environment for people, kids. Do you ever, as having kids here that have grown up, I just want to ask you the question, do you ever feel like they do grow up in a bit of a bubble and they need to learn some street smarts? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, especially to begin with, we were mostly going to 5-star hotels for brunches or for dinner or lunch. And yes, that's not very realistic to the rest of the world. And you do start to realise that their sort of expectations are a little bit unusual for a sort of 5 or 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So yes, we've always kind of taken him back to the UK and also to other parts of the world to see what things are really like. I'm hoping once he goes to university, then you kind of get the lay of the land elsewhere as well.
And they like it here? Kids like it here?
Yeah, absolutely. And the schooling here is brilliant as well. So yeah.
Amazing.
Definitely.
So we'll continue our questions a little bit so we get some menus in and see what is on the menu of this business lunch. So it's the business lunch. It's 135 dirhams per person. So there's a choice of 5 different starters. So there is soup, then we have some beef dishes and salmon dishes. And for the mains, we have steak frites, which is steak chips with various sauces, which look fantastic. Obviously beef dishes, veggie dishes, and like once again, some salmon and chicken breast. What looks good to you? Yeah.
My problem with steak frite is always just deciding which sauce to have, because I want to have all 4 sauces, but I have to make a choice.
So we've got a choice of béarnaise. You've got red wine. How do you say that last one? Entrecote and green pepper. Thank you so much. What takes your fancy for starters?
I'm probably going to go down the beef carpaccio route.
Okay.
Just because I've always enjoyed that.
You're going to do that one. I'm going to do the salmon carpaccio. So I'll do you do beef, I'll do seafood, and then I think for the main, I love salmon. The pan-fried salmon, I think, is what I'm going to go for.
I think I'm on the steak frite. It'd be rude not to.
What route? Fantastic. Okay, wonderful. So we will get someone over to take those orders. That will be great. And what I want to ask you next, what are the things that you love about living in Dubai the most?
I think you're so close to everywhere. If you're into traveling, you're so sort of central in the world. It's quite easy to get to lots of different places, lots of different cultures all around us, depending on which direction you want to go in. You get a little bit spoiled here. The service is so amazing, and whether it be in stores or in restaurants and things like that. The food scene here is just getting better and better and better every year, and much better than it was when I first came. And now you've got everything from the top all the way down to sort of little hole in the wall mom and pop places which are amazing as well.
I love that. I love that. You can literally eat your way around the world. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. Oh, that looks so good.
Cheers, sorry.
I nearly slapped mine all over the place. I was a bit worried about it, but it's good. So Nina, as much as we love so many things about Dubai and the UAE, we all have our little bugbears. So what's your top couple that you don't like?
I think as with most people here, we'd be remiss for not mentioning the traffic. Most people don't enjoy sitting in traffic. But as with most other big cities, it's not unusual to have traffic as your number one complaint. And probably there's not a lot otherwise that I would complain about here. Everything is quite easy, and they make life easy for you living here.
Yeah.
Maybe the sort of the perception that Dubai is one thing. Maybe sort of with the influences and the Dubai bling and all that kind of thing. It annoys me a little bit that people assume that that's what it's like living here, and it's maybe for a very, very small amount of people, but the majority of us have quite normal day-to-day lives here, really.
Sort of the social media versus reality. We
Exactly.
get that. We do get that a lot, and I think there's been a lot of misconceptions that get put out there, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to ask you, what is a typical day for Nina? What does a typical day for you look like?
Typical weekday. School starts extremely early here, so you got your school run. I'm very into gardening since COVID. I started gardening a lot, growing my own tomatoes and chilies and things like that. So I'm usually looking after all those sort of things outside. I cook a lot more here as well than I used to. So it's usually planning what I'm going to have that evening during the day, obviously making dinner and everything in the evenings. There's no real typical day. At the weekends, you're meeting up with friends, going to brunches. Although not as many brunches as I did when I first arrived. I think you overdo brunch a little bit to begin with, but it depends on. Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to most other places.
But you did kind of put your career on hold for a little bit to raise family. So, but you're looking to get back into that. So when you were in your job doing what you did as an executive PA, what would one of those typical days look like?
Oh, that would be, you're online before you're even getting out of the door. I'm on the phone constantly all day.
Yeah.
I mean, same as it was in London and in New York. Got a slight difference in time difference. But going down to DIFC was one of the jobs I had here. So that's very, very different to where I live.
Yeah.
It's sort of a lot more like city feel, and you're having sort of business lunches like this. With your bosses or with their clients, things like that. And there's a lot of help here as well. If you've got small kids, you can have a maid that would help you out while you're at work. I've not actually had a maid, but I've always been able to just about work it out on my own.
No.
Really,
it's amazing. It's amazing because there's a lot of, like you say, a lot of people do go down that home help route, and or others choose to juggle. It's whatever suits you. Whatever suits you. I'm spying the food over there. So the food is calming. It looks very, very good. Look at this. I think we've got a couple of extra things thrown in as well. Okay, so the food has arrived, Nina. So you got the beef carpaccio, I got the salmon carpaccio, and we've been given some salmon salad as well. So this looks like it's got big capers and little cream cheeses as well. Let's just dive in here. Delicious.
A little bit too much. Very good.
Is it to your liking? Do we like it?
Absolutely. A little bit of balsamic with the parmesan and the rocket. Amazing. Lovely.
I like the sauce under this. So I wanted to ask you, everyone's got their favorite little Dubai gems that we don't like to give out too often to other people. What's yours?
I mean, recently, all the little restaurants in International City are a big thing for me. It's finding these little gems that nobody knows about over there, because it used to be very little there. Now it's absolutely booming with you're just walking past loads and loads of different little places, each one specialising in slightly different foods and slightly different ingredients and things like that. Just finding little places like that, and JLT is also extremely good for that in terms of these little hole-in-the-wall, mum and pop kind of Asian food places, which absolutely love finding those in Dubai.
I always kind of used to love Satwa for that.
Yeah,
as well, and Karama as well.
True.
You would just go around in all these tiny little places, and the food is so good and so wholesome and so homemade feel about it, and costs virtually nothing. And you know it's good because all the locals go there. Like all the people of those nationalities go there, so you know it's authentic and good at these places.
True. Yeah,
it's so good.
So do I. Whether it be Vietnamese, Chinese, all those kind of places, really thriving at the moment.
I think people are looking for that a little bit, and not just the high-end stuff. They want to, people are so much more adventurous with their food these days, and they want to try everything. I think, I don't know if fusion's gone out a little bit, out the window. People are going back to more the traditional types of foods.
There's a place for each, going to the high-end sort of places, but also these little places that specialise are just are brilliant, and to help them, support them, and hopefully make their business a success. That would be great.
100%.
Yeah, so recently discovered a little Vietnamese place up in Ras Al Khaimah through a Facebook group here, which is one of the great things as well. You find out about all these little places from other people. I went on Saturday. It's called Vietnamese Chef, and just absolutely stunning Vietnamese food. I think they've been open a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
But really, as good as you get in Vietnam. Amazing. Loved it. And so inexpensive as well. And there was lots and lots of Vietnamese people in there, which as well.
Always a good sign.
Always a good sign, yeah.
It's always an amazing sign. I was like, good food doesn't have to cost the earth. It really doesn't. And as we were talking earlier about the, online versus reality and the perception people have about Dubai, what's the most Dubai thing you've ever done?
Gosh. Recently went to a dinner hosted by one of the big champagne houses up at the top of the Burj Khalifa. So it was a champagne and caviar night at Atmosphere in the Burj Khalifa, and that's very Dubai. Very, you're going, gosh, I'm definitely in Dubai doing this. Just wall-to-wall champagne and caviar. You're like, yes, this is really nice, and the amazing views and service there's brilliant. All that kind of thing. But yeah, it's very Dubai.
It's like the how the other half lives in Dubai, isn't it?
Yes.
Very much so. Very much so.
True. No, I had a great evening.
When people move to Dubai and the UAE, it always amuses me that they go onto these online groups and they all start the questions, can I get this from back home, and will I be able to get this? Is there anything that you miss from home?
I'd say I would love to have a Costco here. I miss that kind of place since living in the UK and also in the US. But I mean, things are getting much easier to get hold of now here with the sort of advent of online shopping, as well as going to supermarkets, with the Chinese supermarkets, which are really amazing now in comparison to when I first came over. And also Thai supermarkets, Indian supermarkets. So you might not necessarily be able to find exactly what you're looking for from home, but you'll be introduced to so many other things from other countries as well, because it is so international here.
I can't even think of any other place where you'd have so many different things coming in from different parts of the world. So as you say, it's actually a perspective that I haven't thought about before, that you get to try something from other places. If you just go to one of the big supermarkets, you'll have a Chinese section, a Japanese section, from around the world section. It's lovely. It's really lovely. So I enjoy that. I do enjoy that quite a lot. So
True.
yeah.
I mean, you don't. The also thing with supermarkets here, there's not as much sort of pre-made food as in the UK.
No.
When you first come over, it's quite a bit of a, oh gosh, I have to cook every night, or I have to order in every night, which you do eventually get used to. And I think now I actually cook more than I did before because there is so much less that's pre-made. You can just grab out of the fridge.
I think we do get lazy though because we are very spoiled because you can have delivered whatever you want whenever you want.
Yes, absolutely.
Although I just moved and where I've moved to, I can't. There isn't delivery or it will take a long time. So I'm now being forced to cook a lot more.
True. No, it's better for you then.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just need to up my cooking skills once again. I don't like to cook, not gonna lie.
Oh gosh, I love it. Absolutely love it.
So really enjoyed the starters.
Absolutely. Yes.
It was very, very good. So we're gonna clear this away and we think the mains are on the way, which I'm looking forward to very, very much. So we'll take a break for a few minutes while we get that brought over. So beautiful mains. Nina, you've got the steak frit and you wanted it blue. Yes. And I've got the wonderful salmon here with broccoli and sauce and little potatoes as well. This looks fantastic. It looks like a work of art, and I'm always terrified to destroy the works of art because they look so pretty and amazing. So I've got a thing about salmon at the moment. It's my go-to, I think.
It's very versatile. Cooked perfectly, and the entrecote sauce is divine.
It looks very, very good. This is amazing. So, if you could change one thing about Dubai, what would it be?
I think it's one of these things that's sort of a good thing, but also the thing you would change. It's great that you meet so many people from so many different places here, but also, there's a flip side of that people also leave a lot. So you end up making some amazing friends here, and then you can be having them for a few years or quite quick friendships. But you end up losing quite a few friends as well as they move on with jobs or moving to different parts of the world. So that is a kind of an upside, but also a downside.
Yeah. And the complaint I see from a lot of people is, when their hardcore group of friends leave, they find it very, very difficult to make new friends again.
It can be. It can also be quite easy to make friends if you go out and sort of look to do it. But yes, it gets a little bit harder as you get older, I think. Yes, of course.
We don't like to say that as we get older. We don't like to say that at all. It's not good.
True.
So you have obviously been here for quite a chunk of time. What key piece of advice would you give to somebody moving here?
I'd probably say to look around Dubai quite a lot. It's not, as I mentioned earlier, it's not what you see on the television. It's very different. That does exist, but there's also the very different side of Dubai, which is sort of normal life and things like that. Just do your homework and come to Dubai and enjoy it for what it is, which is a great city to live in.
I mean, there's a lot of misinformation that goes on social media, and it always comes from people that have never set foot anywhere near the place. True. And I always say to people, if you want to know what it's really like, please speak to the people that actually live here.
True, very true.
Rather than just randoms on the internet.
Yes. There is quite a lot of misinformation out there about it. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And there's very little to complain about here, really. I think that's why so many people do stay. If they come here and enjoy it, they stay for a long time. I know lots of people who've been here sort of 10, 20, 30 years and have no plans on leaving as of yet.
I think that's probably us, but I'll stop talking to you for a minute and let you get stuck into your lunch because it's so good. I don't want it to get cold. So we're enjoying this. I'm enjoying mine. Are you enjoying yours?
Absolutely.
It's very good. So I want to ask you, we were speaking earlier about things that we might miss from home. So do you ever get homesick these days? And if you do, is there a dish that would remind you of home?
Of course, I think everybody gets a little homesick sometimes. For me, I grew up a little bit in Hong Kong and also in the UK. So I have kind of a dish that I would go back to for me from Hong Kong is wonton noodle soup.
Oh, nice.
One end of the scale, Royal China and JFC, at the other end of the scale, it's a little place called Hong Kong Kowloon in International City. And that to me is just a real homey homey flavour.
Yeah.
And also for my sort of English time would be sort of a really good roast beef with Yorkshire pudding and all that kind of gravy and things like that.
We have so many of them here.
Yeah.
It's such a good one. I tell you, I've come across very few places here that can actually do a really, really good traditional sticky toffee pudding.
Yes.
They're always a bit dry.
Right.
They're not
Yes,
moist enough. You know, I like it soaking in the syrupy sauce.
True. Yeah, it's very true.
I love.
Yeah, it's my husband's go-to dessert. I usually just have a taste.
Although date pudding's good. It'll come a good close. It'll come a good close. If Dubai was a dish, if you had to sum Dubai up as any random dish, what would it be for you? I know it's a weird question, but
If Dubai was a dish, I think it would have to be a little bit of a smorgasbord of different things because there's so much variety here.
yeah,
You've got this sort of more traditional Middle Eastern food, which is amazing, but also you've got all the Indian and Pakistani and Southeast Asian food as well.
Yeah.
It would be extremely hard for me to choose
yeah.
any one specific dish. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, that's fair enough. Favorite drink that you like to have here?
Oh gosh, I'm a
Rosé gal.
Rosé, Prosecco and Aperol Spritz, champagne obviously, but on special occasions. But yeah, I'm very much a rosé
Nice.
girl.
It's good, and then we have so many good selections of rosés here, and
Very true.
particularly now the imports of them is so much more wider. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes, you get quite a big selection now. Absolutely.
Well, I'm full, and that was amazing. As you can see, I nearly cleared my plate. It was fantastic. Nina, if you could describe Dubai in 3 words, just 3, what would they be?
That's tough. I'd probably diverse. It's safe and clean. I mean, it's probably not. It's just a really beautiful. I mean, clean means is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to live.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we spoke earlier about, you know, people that come here for a few years and then 10 years has gone like this, 15 years has gone like this, and the rest of it. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Still here in the UAE or moved on by then?
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to stay here. I have no plans on leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on staying as long as I have now, but now that I've been here this long, I'd love to stay. I can't imagine living anywhere else anymore.
And this is what so many people say, it just becomes home.
It does.
It just becomes home, and you're like, where else can you experience the things that we do?
True. Whenever I go anywhere else, I enjoy the place that I'm going to, but I also can't wait to come back.
Yeah, it's coming home.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me
Thank you.
today for Friday lunch. I hope you've enjoyed your lunch there. I know you've still got some to go. No, that's not going to go to waste for sure because it's all delicious. So we've been here for Friday lunch at the amazing 3 Cuts in Nakheel Mall, and 135 dirhams for the 2-course business lunch. If you want to do add-ons, you are more than welcome to. And it runs from Monday to Friday from midday till 4 p.m. So make sure you come here and check it out. It's a fantastic venue. We've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.